All right, so point 2. Enough of that. Rosenblatherings. Yeah, we got Zach Rosenblather. He did something. Well, he put out a podcast. And he comes on and goes, "Hello, everybody. My name is Zach Rosenblatt. And my name is Tim McMasturbator," or whatever his name is. "We're from The Athletic." And they tried to talk about coaching and schematics in the game, as they try to talk about football and try to pretend like they know what they're talking about, which they don't. But, talk about the schematics of what the Jets were doing on defense and why it didn't work and so forth. Guys, it's the players. It's the players. It's the players. How do we know that? Well, if you're a Coffee with Frankie follower, which you should be, Sundays, 10 a.m., Coffee with Frankie, tune right in. Ever since Moochie got here and started acquiring these players in March and April and so forth and so on, the summertime, we've been telling you here on FSPN, giving you the straight dope, not falling for the stupid talking points of the media when they tried to tell you, these same people, Zach Rosenblather in particular, that don't worry, Jet fans. Sure, we signed a bunch of bums and doesn't look good, but the coaching's going to elevate the players. What? Yeah, the coaching. Well, how about the greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick? He's going to elevate the University of North Carolina players, right? He's the greatest coach of all time. He's going to the ACC. Clearly, the coaching is going to elevate the program. Well, what happened? He went 4-8. Oh, what about the coaching? The coaching we've assembled, Zach Rosenblather tried to tell us all summer, we have assembled some of the greatest coaches, especially on the defense. Steve Wilkes and Dre Bly and all these people. Oh my goodness. Well, what happened? We have one of the worst defenses in the league. Why? Because the players aren't good enough, which is what I said. Because I was not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I don't have an agenda. By the way, FSPN, this channel, Frankie from Flatbush, we're not sponsored by anyone. Well, we don't have agents sending us text messages or direct messages. We don't have anyone sending us messages of any kind. So we're not compromised. We don't have to worry about relationships with agents so they give us scoops. We're not going to get any scoops here at FSPN. We don't have to worry about that. And that means I can just tell you how it is, what really is going to happen. And I told you what was going to happen, and then it happened. This keeps happening. It's not to brag. It's to tell you there's a value differentiation in the market between what's going on at FSPN and what's going on all these other fucking places. Just keep that in mind as you're thinking about, should I click the subscribe button? Should I click the subscribe button? I think you should for that reason. And another thing, they continue to reference things that have been debunked. So remember, Zach Rosenblather was the man who put out the false story about Zach Wilson declining to play, along with, it was a combo article with Dirty Diana Rossini, Gossip Girl herself. That's been debunked 100 times over, and they still reference it. It's terrible reporting. And then people like Badlands, has him on the payroll. Zach Rosenblather is on Joe Asaroso's payroll. And Will Parkinson's disease and those people have this man on their payroll. And some of you pay these people money to listen to their fucking opinions. Well, subscribing to the Frankie channel is free. So just keep that in mind. Now, cracks me up, man. Other Rosenblatherings, Mitchie Mechie seem to be on the roster for next year, but not a lock for playing time based on how they play. I don't know what Mitchell really did wrong in this game. They targeted him a bunch, but kept throwing it over his head and such. Mechie, though, the drops. Mechie with these drops. Eating too many dropsicles, Mr. Mechie. Now, we got to stop eating those dropsicles, because if Mechie could just catch, instead of calling yourself Mechie, we need to call yourself Catchy, because you need to catch the ball, you see. So now we're going to call you John Catchy, because we want you to be more catchy, Mechie. See? And that's what we need you to do. And if he would just do that, he would have put up some nice statistics, would have secured himself, would have been securing himself a roster spot next year and a role on the team. Now it's in jeopardy because too many droppings. Catchy. We're calling you Catchy. You can't be dropping the ball. Your name is Catchy. And then here you are dropping the ball on the ground. How can we call you Catchy if you can't catch? You understand? Sometimes we get a little passionate here on FSPN. But other than that, that was the whole podcast. Kind of unnecessary. We listen to these podcasts, by the way. You might say, why do you even listen to these idiots? Well, they do have sources. He does work for The Athletic, and The Athletic is owned by the New York Times, and the New York Times is 43% owned by Carlos Slim. Go Google him. Figure out what he's been up to. And then the other family that's owned it for like 200 years or whatever. So they have all of this money and all of the lawyers and they have everything you could ever want. And if you think about The Athletic, they have beat reporters for every single team. So no matter what happens, you can just contact your colleague and get information. And because it's such a big publication, also the agents respect it, give people the info. Dinga danga dunga. They don't give it to FSPN because what am I going to do with it? Transmit it to 300 people who are going to watch this video. Crack myself up. Okay, that's it.